Welcome, Shift Crew, Empath Nation, galactic star beings incarnated into human form. Whether you're indigo flavored, chartreuse flavored, or, green, blue, black, or whatever part of the rainbow, we are stoked that you are here. I am very happy to spend some quality medicine time with you. So again, welcome to the Obsidian Blade Medicine Hour. And if you're catching this live or on the replay, well, I am so grateful that you're here. So as we discuss all things shift, new earth, and reclaiming your power as a creator, Shaman Durek, my brother, been feeling you on the frequencies, been meaning to reach out to you, and I am so glad that you're here. We are, again, as I began this session, calling it the power episode. This is it. The awakening that we've been waiting for is here. And the most incredible thing about our awakening is that the times that we're in seem so dire, so intense, yet the times that we live in are coded to ignite us, right? So we look at what's happening as far as shit that goes down with governments, or things that are breaking down in our relationships, or things that are conflicting in our society. And we say, where is my power? Where is the place that I can shape myself into the being that I'm wishing to be? And so that is what we're diving into as I have written and channeled copious notes. I've got 3 pages. So this is going to be a fast and furious episode to get through. Yes, I'm so happy that everyone is here. So again, the marker of this, when we're looking on the outside of ourselves and we are wishing to reclaim our power, it's really time to stop caring what other people think of us. The season of our times is calling for shaping your power and growing your power. And again, we do this because we're looking at the outside world for what is lacking, right? We look at the outside world as a source of contrast that points us back to what we really are, who we really are, and where we really are. And it's that funny game of doing the opposite. This is the opposite game, right? If anything, if illusion is anything, it's upside down and turned around in this hall of mirrors, right? So when we look at, what governments are doing and what we don't like, we turn it around, flip it around, and we find out what we do like, right? We use that contrast as an empowerment, right? So again, this intelligence that has orchestrated our existence has made things occur in a certain sequence and timing and flavor so that you are finding what you are, who you are, and where you are. And together, you and I, we build community, we build the crew to do that, to reflect back to each other our discoveries and share our tips and tricks in the psychic gym of our becoming. And that's what we're doing here on the Obsidian Blade. And I just want to jump in and say, hey, look, if you're new, we do this Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And also, this is available as a podcast on Google Play, iTunes, and Stitcher. I take the audios from these lives as well as different, medicine channelings that I've done, and I put that on the podcast. So you can go to theobsidianblade.com/subscribe and get all the info there. But if you're new to this channel, here's what we do. As empaths, healers, and creators blossoming into our full power. What we're doing is blossoming into our full abilities as we navigate the exit of the crumbling matrix slave system, aka the land of the dead, through exploring and cleansing our shadow side so that we come back to life and become the shift that we were seeking. To live in our full power on New Earth in the light of the 6 sun star system. I've got the maps. We are the crew. I love you. Let's do this. So, by the way, kids, you're all very, very badass. And let me start the power episode off with this truth. We're having to choose strength in the midst of a war, right? This is the time to plant your flag of who you really are. And, one part of that method is to actually turn off all the craziness around you, right? Things are crumbling. The old structures that people worshiped, the structures that celebrated the individual, those are crumbling, right? The future is not being a millionaire, being locked up in your castle all alone. The technology of where we're headed is the we technology. But to do that, you've got to not be hooked into what is being deconstructed around you, but rather how I kick this off, right? Using the intensity of the moment to really find your own power. So, this really is the end of you looking outside of yourself for approval to be the frequency you love the most inside of you. And the end of people also, this is the end. This is the end. This is the end, Jim Morrison, where we don't give a fuck anymore. All fucks have been given, as the bumper sticker and the, Instagram memes have said. This is you no longer caring what other people think of you because it's too delicious. It's too exciting to be who you really are, to really even care if anybody gets you. Of course, we're not trying to, antagonize anybody deliberately, but we are wanting to find that juiciness within us. And, right now, this is really what I want to nail. When the institutions around us aren't talking about your power, you're going to have to reclaim your power for yourself. And the old world, the kind of toxic patriarchy or the toxic aspect of the Piscean age is really doing its best to sell you that you still need them. But as I mentioned in our Starseed Equality program, you are equal to the task of becoming what you really are. And, astrology wise, we have a Saturn in Capricorn going on right now. And the sun is approaching, or is now actually in Leo, which is courageousness, being in your greatness. The time is calling for your greatness. That's what you must find the faith and total belief in right now. What is lighting you up? And discovering your inner personal courage through being in and finding your heart and your true purpose here and knowing the strength within you. It's a within situation. And excuse me if I'm going in turbo mode. You can watch this on the replay because I've got, like I said, I got 3 pages of channelings to get through here. And so it is like fast and furious, but please hit me up with questions or comments. Again, I am so stoked that you are here. So when all is crumbling about you, be that institutions, governments, society, values, friends, communities, relationships, when everything is crumbling around you, when every sort of external status of, encouragement or something that was going to reflect your self-worth and your purpose and your status, your like egoic status, when all of that is crumbling, when all of that is being deconstructed, where do you go? Where's the one place that you've got to remember to go? It's within. It's within is the key here. And, finding that faith. And I dropped this the other day on an IG story where I totally went off on a rant. Here, if we look to culture and to people who have flourished within our time frame of really going against the grain, really doing something different, we look to the artists, right? We look to the shamans and the artists who have done it their way and proven that their way is enjoyable. So we look at like Andy Warhol, we look at Salvador Dali, or what we look at we find encouragement from music, right? We look at every scene that's popular now wasn't popular when it started out. So we look at like indie rock or metal or, alternative music, punk music, right? Go back to the 1970s, all of this, all of their movements started with them being in their bedroom, uh, you know, needing to express themselves in a way that they were not finding in the world at the time. They had a fire within them that said, "This is my gut. This is my intuition. This is my truth. This is my frequency. Let me pick up a guitar. Let me pick up a paintbrush. Let me sew some clothes in the direction of my erection for flourishing in this life the way I want to be," right? And every one of those people started in a bedroom, okay? Started in a garage. And then they grew their scene. And those scenes were small. Those scenes were small to begin with. They were then they were just a living room. They went from the bedroom to the living room to the tiny ass broken down club to eventually, decades later, stadiums and festivals and culture and popularity. And popularity not meaning fame just for fame's sake, but popularity in the fact that now people embraced their uniqueness and people found excitement in the fact that uniqueness exists. So I flip this around to our current quest, dilemma, challenge for interpersonal growth, where you may be that person discovering incredible truths on your own, in your bedroom, in your sacred space. But and you could feel frustrated that you're isolated and that you're not connected to a community, or that the truths that you know to be self-evident aren't popular. Because what's popular, as Shaman Durek was dropping down the other day, what's popular is what the sheep do, right? And do you think the age that we're walking into needs more sheep? No, it needs more diversity than ever before. I talk about it like this. We look in nature. What happens when there's a major forest fire in a forest that hasn't had a cleansing in a long time, right? There's a lot of old growth trees in there, and the forest floor is filled with debris. A fire goes through there, cleanses that space, and then seeds that could be literally hundreds of years old, or species of plants that have not been seen in thousands of years, actually start sprouting. So scientists and ethnobotanists can find whole species of living systems that were thought to be extinct, but come alive again when the space is cleared. So that's the work we're doing. We're clearing the space. We're clearing our attachment to that which is being deconstructed, right? There is a great fire moving through the earth right now on the surface of how we used to do it. Okay, all of that is being deconstructed. And after the fire, not even after the fire. So right now, you're not waiting. Right now, you are designing and aligning with who you really are. So as the cleansing occurs and the space is made both within you and without you, then the ancient being of truth inside of you that wishes to express yourself in the diverse fashion that you find fit for your life is now going to arise. Arise, my friends. Arise, my crew. Arise, my tribe. This is the moment. We are really being requested to be leaders of yourself, and again, astrology is saying, oh, shit's in retrograde. Mercury is going to go in retrograde. Mars is in retrograde. Okay, it's time to go within, but that's not an inactive, passive state where you're like, I gotta go within. It's like, fucking go within and stoke that fire. This is the time to be the most powerful you ever have been. Even though all these things may be in retrograde, this is time to stir the fire within you. And to go within and finally rely upon yourself, right? here's the truth. Like, if every institution outside of you is failing, from relationships to governments to schools, whatever it is, if the old way is failing you, then who do you rely upon? Who do you find strength from? You've got to find it within you. And this is the way that this evolution has been so brilliantly coded. You have to rely upon yourself, and therefore you become independent of the circumstances around you. And you're finding your truth to align with who you really are. Can you feel me? Can I get a hell yes? Can I get a heaven yes? Can I get a hell yeah? Are you feeling that? Are you seeing where you're being called to be in your true power? Again, it looks like chaos. It looks like destruction, but this is really your chance. This is your shot. And you have to take it when there is nothing left to choose. When everything's been deconstructed and destroyed and devalued in our current world, there's only one person, one thing left to choose, and you have to choose yourself. This is the moment. May this be the moment. Does this make sense to you? Tell me, give me a thumbs up, give me some love, give me some signals that you're alive. If this makes sense to you, this is the moment that I am begging you for you to accept and seize in your life. You must choose yourself at this moment. You must choose yourself and look no further than anything else but yourself, right? And once we do this, then once we've chosen ourselves, then when we combine with others in a group or a community or a city, then we know our truth. And we're no longer being sheep and replicating what came before us, So what is it going to take? Are you equipped? Are you ready to do that work of stepping into your own self-empowerment? As it's again in astrology right now, it's saying Mars is retrograde in Aquarius. So if we're headed to Aquarius, right, the age of Aquarius, and Mars, the planet of action, is retrograde, then we're really having to examine who we are first before we go into what's next. And right now, according to astrologers, they're saying that, Aquarius is considered the helper and Mars is considered a rescuer. And both of them are gone right now. Both of them are offline. And that is awesome. It's so cool when things that you relied upon are gone, because again, it's pointing back to who do we really have to rely upon, and how so much more capable you are. If you haven't been finding your capableness, this is the moment. This is the timing to do this, because you are going to be called upon as we move forward in the timeline of this evolution. But if you haven't found your power and you don't know who you really are, when you're called upon to participate in the powerful way, you're going to be scrambling. So this is the homework that we've all got to get on board with. When, and I say it again, when no one is coming, who do you choose? When all is deconstructed around you, who do you choose? This is the step up and build your muscle time to join the ranks of the Starseed Equality Program, right? And I'm going to break that down in a minute of what that really means, why this is so crucial, why relying upon our own power is so crucial to the coming age of Aquarius, or the sixth sun. This is essential, what we're doing here when we talk about this, to moving forward. And I break that again, I'll say that, break it down in a second. But, really we have to do that inquiry. If this is the time for your power to arise, then what self-empowerment skills are you missing? Take that inventory. A lot of times when we're stuck, it's because we have two things that are missing. We have a knowledge gap and we have a skill gap. And those are very, very hard to see because we don't know what we don't know. That's why being a kid was so difficult, and people were like yelling at us to do it better, or why don't you know better? You can't know better if you don't know better. And so sometimes when we're trying to move forward in our business or our relationships or just any aspect of our life, we sometimes suffer from a knowledge gap or, a skill gap, right? Those two things are missing from our lives. So what skills, what knowledge is missing from you right now so that you can get into the truth of who you are, believe in who you really are, and flourish from that space of empowerment? Page number 1 covered. 2 more channeled pages to go. This is a fast and furious episode. This is the power episode. I am so grateful that you are here. I am speaking a million miles a minute because we have a lot to cover. And again, this is available for replay, of course, on Instagram Live for 24 hours. But again, the link in the bio to the YouTube channel where this is live on YouTube right now. The video lives on forever. And so I encourage you to hit subscribe on YouTube so that you're notified, and hit the notifications bell so you're notified of when I go live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, or you can watch the videos indefinitely on replay, but this is the one to catch. So, we have to look at, when we're looking at our power, we have to be optimistic, right? We have to be optimistic that we can go and get the truth of who we are. And when we look to nature being the truth of what they are, we can look, especially now in Leo season, we can look to the sun, right? And the sun, do you realize if the sun, this is the interdependence that we're headed towards. Aquarius means we. It's the we technologies that we're bringing back online. If you look to the sun, and you look at the confidence of the sun being what it really is. If the sun had any self-worth issues or a brief displacement of its own truth, of its own power, of what it is, who it is, and where it is, most certainly all of us would be dead. All of us would be dead if the sun had a lapse in confidence. A lack of purpose. We don't have time for the sun to go on the therapy couch, okay? And again, where all our healing, where all our collective empowerment is going is that we will live in a post-healed world. There will be an age where no one needs healing because we figured the shit out. We got it done. Check mark, it's done, okay? Understand that as the master vision. There will be a time where you no longer need alignment. There will be a time where you no longer need healing. There will be a time where you no longer even need yoga or meditation, because all of those are crutches that lead you to your own empowerment in healing, that once you achieve the highest state of that is a permanent place. Check that vision for a moment, right? We've got to get out of the victim perpetual pain mode forever. There's going to be a point where we're post-healed. There won't be a need for healers in an aligned planet because we're there. And we need to start going like, what the hell does that even look like? What does that begin to even feel like that? So again, we look to nature. So if trees and the earth and the sun and the air are having identity crisis, we're totally fucked. Okay? So when the universe can show us the way of being consistently in the truth of what they are, who they are, and where they are, then we are looking at the solid infrastructure of life that doesn't quit on itself due to a lack of doubt or to having doubt or a lack of self-confidence or a misalignment of power. So, let's look to nature being the consistent badass it is and say, I am equal to that. And that is me. The nature that supports us is us. It's the quality mirror that we're looking for our reflection in, not the crumbling, fickle society that we have participated in so far. So can you raise yourself to that level? It's a mighty, mighty level, but hey, nature gives us the level every day. Can we check in with that level? And, because here's the thing, as you move forward, you must become more responsible. In an interconnected living system of life, you will become more responsible, which means to ask yourself the question, who might die? I'll take it to the extreme, who might die in your life because you don't believe in yourself? We might want to start looking at our own mission and our purpose and our true expression on that level. Who might die in your life if you don't be you? Who might suffer pain in this world, both near and far, if you don't show up and be who you really are? That's the level we need to take this to. And this is the moment that you've got to discover it. Don't put this on the back burner. You've got to be really who you are right now. Because again, times are only going to get more intense, and if you don't know who you are and what you stand for and what your truth is, that's going to be extra hard going forward. So let's get in the gym together and get that handled. Again, and part of that discovery is not caring what other people think of you. Because one, it feels too good to do anything less than be who you really are. And in that process, you don't have to bash anybody in your now coming forward in the truth of who you are. You don't have to bang anybody over the head about that, or you don't have to feel like you have to hide anymore. But, come out in full force of who you are, to be and do what you are, and to trust that those who are meant for you, they show up, they align, they magnetize to your life, and you magnetize to their life, because you're looking for equal players in the game right now. And again, the real work is being you. Which means taking actions to make your life and your kingdom or your queendom happen. This isn't entitlement either, too. Being who you really are isn't entitlement, it's work. But know, if you put in the work, things that you truly desire will attract. They will attract. So, do it the way you want to do it, and stop thinking you need to do it in a certain way, doing your life in a certain way, or that there's a right way or there's a wrong way. There's only your way. And your way, if you do have doubt about your way, again, align your way to life. Align your way to the nature of just not this ecosystems of the earth, but the nature of the conscious cosmic system that we do exist within and are supported by. Okay. So align yourself to life. Right. And so when I say life, I don't just mean like, people giving birth on planet Earth or the ecosystems that support life on Earth. Life is also everything you see when you look up at the sky in the night. Every star is life. Every galaxy is life. All deep space, the whole shebang, the whole universe is life, right? Which I believe have a phrase that I put somewhere about that in my notes. But yeah, here it is. And here's what life is. Life is the interconnected and infinitely diverse manifestation of the One. I'll say it again. Life is the interconnected and infinitely diverse manifestation of the One. So when you're discovering who you really are, align to that life, align to life itself, and you can be rest assured that your intentions and your desires, they have a place. They're good. Because they nurture not only you, but they nurture the ecosystem or the interdependence. I think I'll underline that. When you align your intentions and your desires to life, when they manifest, they nurture existence itself in a healthy way, right? Like milk from a mother's breast to a baby, like that level of nurturance. When you align your desires and the truth of who you are to life, it is milk from the mother's breast to all existence. Sounds good to me. I'm down for that. So blazing right along. Do it your way. And time's up. Time to be you. Time's up to be you. So again, I was saying earlier in the episode, look to culture to find strength. All the artists, all the incredible people who have stood up for who they really are in the past, few centuries, 19th, 20th, and 21st century. We've got plenty of examples of people who really went to the beat of their own drum. Again, I love people like Salvador Dali, Andy Warhol, the punk movement, the indie rock movement, alternative music of the 70s and 80s. And you look at how those people started in their bedroom and now they followed their truth, Rainbow Ruckus. They followed their truth and look at where we are now. That shit that was once considered like, ugh, what the hell is that, is the most mainstream music ever. Things that started in the 70s are so popular, like from punk to metal to thrash to to alternative music. It's all the mainstream. Yeah. Give me them. Hey, I want to see more breast milk emojis because that's what's up. So again, and what we do is we're bridging a gap, like we're ending all the gaps between, who you are and where you are and shorten the path to yourself. Give yourself a break, be effortless in being who you really, really are. And blow your mind to what is possible. Just blow your mind again. Like, the true measure of your wealth is your ability to entertain possibility. The true measure of your wealth is your ability to entertain possibility, because possibility is infinity. So the more infinity that you can entertain as something that is possible in your own life is a marker of how wealthy you are. That's the new currency, is possibility. And your ability to hold it as a frequency within you immediately. So shorten that path to possibility within yourself and cleanse any disbelief of you being what you entertain yourself to be. Because what we're getting over right now as a collective humanity is this one weird thing. We're getting over hibernation sickness. Because humanity has been in the deep freeze. Check out that. What the hell does that mean? Humanity has been in the deep freeze, meaning we've frozen ourselves to one aspect of expression. This is good. Can you hear the frequency of truth? We are getting out of hibernation sickness because we've been frozen in one expression of humanity's possibility. And this, as I always stand for, we are walking right into the human age. We moved out of the industrial age, the information age, and now we're walking into the human age where we are the leaders in remembering and discovering a lot more options of what it means to be human. And I'm not just talking about clothing or how you do it in the bedroom. There is a lot more that humans are capable of. And as we are the energy beings rediscovering and reclaiming our full power, new human abilities are coming back online. And it turns out we're going to really lose our boner for wanting alien races to come here, because it turns out we're the race, we're the species we've been looking for. I also wrote this. We are the deja vu we've been looking for. Okay. So it's time to remember ourselves and go like, you know what? You know what, human beings? I don't think we've done this thing yet. I don't think we've actually become full human beings yet. That's what I stand for. The human age is about a great age of discovery, of full power. And full power doesn't mean new ways to just fuck or just, costumes. That's great. That's where we are culturally, like in the diversity expression and the current mainstream diversity or communication or conversation. But I am telling you, kids, you have not seen anything yet because you haven't yet entertained it. You haven't seen anything yet because you haven't yet entertained it. And that is your responsibility. And that is the big aha. It's our responsibility. Alien races, starseed nations are not going to do it for us. Source itself is not going to do it for us. Even the Mother Earth is like, pull up your pants because you got this. I gave you everything you need. You are equipped. Okay. That junk in your trunk or that brain up here, it's all meant for you to seize the moment that is more ripe than ever to find your power within, rest comfortably in it, sit on your throne and emanate from there. And to remove all effort around emanation of your truth, because you are being the thing that you are being. You're being the thing that you're being, which is, again, that entertainment of new possibilities. And you're being it in radiance and in love and in effortlessness and in joy. So enjoy yourself as we move towards a post-healed planet of badasses enjoying possibility as the new rich. Again, so happy everyone's here on YouTube Live and Instagram Live. I do this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And if you like this video on YouTube, please give it a thumbs up. If you love this video, please hit subscribe and the notifications bell. Again, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'm doing this and I want to see you here. I want to build community with you. I want to let you know that you're not alone, that we are doing this together. This is we are a group species and we are the people who are taking a stand and anchoring the new vibration by being at first. And we are the ones creating the ripple effect. So please be the ripple with me. Tune into the ripple with me. And as we are the Shift crew, Empath Nation. So I'm almost to the last page of channeling. Whew. And there's only 15 minutes left in the medicine hour. Again, welcome. This is the Obsidian Blade Medicine Hour, Power Hour. This is the power episode. If you have not, if you are just jumping in right now, please, I encourage you to start from the beginning because this episode has been a whirlwind of declarations of what is next for humanity. So this last part is truly the kicker that I've been leading up to. Again, we live in an engineered reality, both human engineered and consciousness engineered. And consciousness knows its own timing better than we do sometimes. And so we look to nature for the timing of things, and we look outside of ourselves and like, what's the pulse of the moment? And the pulse of the moment is leading us back to our own power right now. Now, it's not just power so you can have more money. It's not more power so you can just have a better life, which is part of it. But, as I keep dropping in the Starseed Equality Program, it's power so that you are an equal player in existence. And if the future is about this planet, us being an interplanetary species, if the future is about us being able to traverse the cosmos, then we're needing to be equal players in the game of this grander existence. So, we're shifting ages. We're shifting from the Piscean model that we all know and love, and to the age of Aquarius, or the fifth sun to the sixth sun, according to many indigenous tribes of here on Turtle Island that we also call North America and South America. So, we look to the way it's been done and we switch it up. So if the patriarchy or the toxic patriarchy is known for the age of people who made millions of dollars and then hoarded it to themselves, the theme of the lone individual being selfish, then the Aquarian Age is known for the power of we. Literally, we are the ones we have been looking for, meaning we need to come together. We are the power, but we're only the power when we are coming together to make it happen. This is a very interesting tweak. Individual power, as it's been modeled in the Piscean Age, is going to not work in the future because we will have changed the societies and the planet that we live on and live with. And so what we value today will no longer be valued in the future. So the way we celebrate the individual today will not be celebrated in the future. And there's going to be more of an emphasis on the celebration of the we. How did we come together? How did we support each other? How did we solve a particular problem? And how did we grow? So we is really the power moving forward, right? And so we is the key, okay? So again, we're not going to value the individual as we've valued it in society. That may shift how we have the Academy Awards in the future or how we celebrate the individual. But I think it's really going to be a measure of how did the individual contribute to the evolution and support and love of the we. Yes, we be. So we be one, okay? And I had a channeling this morning. I sat down and asked my guides. I was like, okay, guides, I want to see this technology of the we. What is the we technology of the future? Guides and allies, show me. What is the we technology of the Aquarian Age? And they were like, whoosh. They pointed me right back to myself. They said, you don't need to focus on that. If you focus on that, then you're missing what you need to do right now. You've got to focus your energy right now because it's the only way you're going to get to that future of the Aquarian Age or the new Earth or living in the light of the sixth sun star system. You have to begin where you are because where you are is where you need to do the work. So yes, there's amazing Aquarian we magic technology on the way, but if we focus upon that, then we miss the homework we're needing to do in the now. So the homework we're needing to do in the now is, of course, find out where you're giving your power away. And this is a subtle trick. Again, we can't even give our power away to the Aquarian Age. That's the real kicker that I'm getting to in the power episode. We cannot even give our power and authority away even to the age of enlightenment that is coming. We can't give our power away to even that because that's, again, setting up a pyramid power scheme when we're moving to a circle technology of equality. Circles mean equality, right? Power pyramids are one at the top, many at the bottom. Aquarian Age means circle technology. So how do you become the circle technology right now? It means owning and loving and being the unique frequency of who you are, cleansing out any place that you're giving away your power externally. So from relationship to government to institution to society, and going, I love myself. I love you. I love myself. You're good as you are. Relax into that. Trust that. Be in the frequency of your full love. And if there's any nitty gritty about that, if there's any hooks that seem hard for you to conquer, then I want to say this next. Partly environment matters, right? So we understand epigenetics, who you hang out with, where you hang out with, which includes your living space or your community or your city. All of that is changing you. It's rewriting your DNA. So choose wisely who and where you hang out with, and what it looks like. What is its virtues? What is its frequencies? And be like, take a stand. It's time to say, there's no more time left to hang out with people who don't get you. There's no more time left. There's just make, like, if we're ever going to get to the post-healed planet, then it's time to say there's just no more time to waste time to hang out with people who don't get you. You can make the offer, but it's time to move on. So your environment matters, okay? Because you become where you are and who you are that you hang out with most. But what is amazing about the web, speaking about Aquarian technologies, right? What's amazing about the web is that we have total control of the vibrations that we align with when we choose our social media, or we choose, what we watch on YouTube. So we have total control of the frequencies that we're selecting right now. So I am just very honored that as a frequency, you're choosing to hang out with me, and that through that choosing to hang out with me and the discussion that we're having here, you're becoming part of my environment and I'm becoming part of your environment, and we're flexing that we technology together, and we are holding each other. We're holding the standard. Let me hold the standard for you, and you'll hold the standard for me of what it means to be the new vibration, to be the new sixth sun vibration, the Aquarian Age vibration. We hold each other. We got each other's back in this vibration, right? And so this is the quality epigenetics we've been looking for. This is the quality epigenetics in action. And so, I want to offer this to be further of service to you. I don't feel like Instagram is a great place, because I can see your comments here, and that's good. But if we want to go deeper, then what I've started is a private Facebook group, because here's a weak technology. Yeah, it's Facebook, but I wanted to create a private Facebook group so that we had a place to ask questions of each other, or to dive deeper on certain things, rather than a beautiful emoji, which I'm grateful to see your emojis and hearts, or your little or the comments that I'm getting here on YouTube Live. But if we want to create a library, right, we've got to start somewhere. And so let's work together on Facebook groups. So I will be placing the link in the bio on Instagram soon enough. But if on YouTube, the link to the private Facebook group is underneath this video. And I'll just show you here on the YouTube Live, I'll show you the great graphic that I just put up for that. So please, everyone, come find me on Facebook. Join the Obsidian Blade Shift Crew, the HQ for the breakthrough. A lot of rhyming in that, and I love that. So yeah, I've created the Obsidian Blade Shift Crew private Facebook group. It's the HQ for the breakthrough. I really hope to see you there. I'll be sending out invites. If you're following me on Facebook, I'll send out invites on there, and I'll post a link to it on the Facebook page for the Obsidian Blade. If that's easy enough for you to find, there is a link to the Facebook page in my bio here on Instagram. But otherwise, please click the link to that and join, because I want to go deeper. That's the whole point. We need to start flexing our we technologies together. And we can do that by being, connected, deeper than a few quick texts or emojis or a like here or a love there. It's time to really bear our pain so that we can achieve that post-pain world, the post-healed world that I'm talking about. And I'd love to do that with you on the private Facebook group that I've created. So please join the Shift Crew. I love you so much. And I wrote this again, when I was asking my guides, hey, show me the technology. Let me get all in love with the technology of the Aquarian Age. Let me get all in love and disempowered with a fantasy, right? That's the part that we have to watch out for, that we can fall in love with a fantasy of what's coming rather than the reality of being at first. You got to catch that. We can fall in love with a fantasy of what's coming rather than doing the work to become it first. And this is the amazing thing of what we're doing here. The only way that we can arrive at what's next is to become it first. Oh, you've got to drill that down into your core of your being right now. The only way that we can arrive at what is coming next is to become it first. That's the leadership we're looking for. And that is also the gift that you give yourself, because you've ended the waiting game. You've ended the disempowerment game, and you said, I am that I am. I am my desires, and I become them first, and then I'm living them, and whatever happens next is whatever happens next, but at least I know I've taken a stand for myself to become that which I desire, and that which excites me, and that which is my truth, in alignment with the truth, in alignment with life, a life that nurtures other life. That's where we are. So I wrote this: you cannot escape the responsibility of your own self-empowerment. You cannot escape the responsibility of your own self-empowerment. And that is what this moment of the now is begging you to become. That's what this moment of the now is begging you to become. You cannot escape the responsibility of your own self-empowerment. So step up to the plate, So when we look at self-empowerment, what does that look like in your relationship with self? What does that look like in your romantic and intimate relationships? What does that look like at your work and your career and your true song of your soul and your expression? What does self-empowerment look like in your community? How are you not stepping up and speaking your truth? Ask yourself these hard questions. Where are you not stepping up in your community to anchor and show the new way? Show the new way and offer people the new possibility because you have become it first. Offer people the new possibility because you have become it first. Offer people the new possibility because what? You have become it first. And that's the leadership we're looking for. So post-healed world is on its way when we do this level of inquiry and evolution. So we are in recovery, which means to recover, to remember who we are, what we are, and where we are. So when I drop that line, I've got the maps. There are maps to life. There is an infrastructure that we all exist. All this infinity lives within an infrastructure. There is a system that loves us. It's the system of life, the system of source that has incarnated itself in infinitely diverse ways. That system has us. It loves us. We're connected to us, we're connected to us, and we're connected to it. And so we are in recovery mode of remembering who we are, what we are, and where we are, the big three that I talk about. And all that just happened in the Obsidian Blade Medicine Hour. If you are catching this late, I encourage you to watch this replay on Instagram. Again, this is a YouTube live show, and all these videos on YouTube live on forever. Please hit the link in my bio if you're on Instagram to find that link to Facebook. Hit subscribe. And again, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you loved it, hit subscribe and the notifications bell. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I'm showing up for me. I'm showing up for you. I'm showing up for the we. And we continue to be free as we become the change that we seek. So much love, everybody. I am so stoked that we shared another hour today. I don't know what else to say, but again, the Obsidian Blade private Facebook group is now live. Please, click the link here on YouTube. There's a link right underneath the video for that. Or if you can remember this or just type it out, bit.ly.com/OB Shift Crew. I think that's the short URL. I better put it up on Instagram soon. But I encourage you to go to the private Facebook group because it ain't for me. It's for us. I legitimately am building infrastructures for us to hang out in, and I want us to go deeper. I've said a lot of things in this video. If you have any questions, let's start to meet somewhere on a regular basis and use the we technology that's out there right now for our own benefit. So I'm feeling like this private Facebook group, the Shift Crew HQ for your breakthrough, is now created, and I want to see you there so that we can go deeper. I want to hear your questions. I want to discover where we're blocked, and we're going to rock. We're going to rock them blocks right out of our hair, if you have any. And then, become the change we seek in a post-healed world. So if anybody have any last-minute questions, please, I'd love to hear them. And I'd love to hear them on that private Facebook group. So I'm going to sign off for now. We rocked this hard. That was a lot of channelings that we just did this morning. Again, the consciousness that has engineered our existence is asking us right now to step into the power that we came here to be so that we become the change we're looking for first. And we exert leadership through just existence. And that leadership of your true existence creates a ripple that gives others in the web of life the opportunity to grow and release the shackles of where they have placed their attention in sort of an imprisoned sense. Again, we're coming out of a great hibernation, where humanity has been frozen in one particular expression, and there are people who have dominated us in that one frozen expression, and now that the freeze is off, and we're warming up to infinite intelligence, and we're warming up to life. I could keep going. I really could keep going all day, but I want to hear from you, so please hit up the Facebook group. Love you so much, and I will see you there, or I'm going to see you on Friday, 10 a.m. PST here on Instagram Live and YouTube Live. And have a beautiful day. Hit me up. I'll see you soon.